morning, team. Hope that we're doing well on this Monday lockdown morning. Coming to you live from my new balcony at Ariel and my new house. So this morning, going to run through a bunch of different exercises. Some you'll be familiar with, some will be new, and most of them are relatively easy, but we'll be stringing some together to form some complexes, yeah, most of them will be focused around rocking or rolling, mobilising the hips, shoulders, a little bit of just like body weight strength work, and just getting everything moving together, and getting us to, iron out some of those niggles from sitting around all weekend and not being able to go anywhere. So we're just going to get the body lubricated, I guess, for lack of a better word, so that we can move a little bit nicer and enjoy being productive at home, which is what we're going to be doing today and tomorrow. So without further ado, we will kick things off. Nice and easy to start off with rocking, which many of you guys are most likely familiar with. If you're not, rocking is really good to mobilise the hips, the shoulders, the spine, get everything kind of working quite well. So I'll show from this side, and then we'll rock from the other side as well. Okay, we're going to start in a high rock to start off with, and when we do that, we actually come quite over our hands, and that way we're actually going to get some load into our wrists and hands as well, which is a good way to mobilise our wrists. But rocking back like that is working the hips, and then coming forward, we're working the shoulders as well. So I'll show you guys from this side how that works. So this is a really good way to start pretty much any warm-up. Start nice and high, we rock all the way back into the hips, okay, then come forward into there. And you can play with how you have your feet. You have your feet up on your toes, work your toes a little bit, and that's going to just shift how your hip socket sits. And then we go a little bit wider, okay, to work those hips a bit more. So you can play around with this quite a bit. So now actively pushing my knees outwards as I'm trying to get a little bit deeper, working in through that hip socket, pushing in. Okay, and now we'll transition more into a rocking push-up. So we're going to come further back into the hips, coming forward into a push-up, so obviously working more of our shoulders, chest. Again, play with your foot position. Normally I find 15 to 20 of those is good, and you can cycle through and do a few rounds if you want to do more. And from there, we're going to transition into something you guys probably haven't seen. It's more of a half kneeling rock. Okay, this is going to really work our inner groin on the upwards leg. We're going to get a little bit of ankle mobility action there as well. And we're basically just gently, you can just play through this range. Come to my right a little bit. Just gently rocking through here. over this way, and then I sink back this way from this angle. Okay, so rocking through and back, through and back. Not too cold this morning compared to some of the starts we had last week. Come back, come forward over this way. Just bring this foot in a little bit, get a little bit more range. Forward, back, out, back. And we can sit back in here, get a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Stretch through there. Change sides. And grip your floor. Rock through. So if you do struggle with this one, having that leg out here, just bring it closer in and just work with the range that you have, okay? All of these can be modified and adjusted. So we're really working the hips with this one, just changing the direction and the angle. Gently rocking back and forth, exploring those tight areas. Oh, that push that camera back. Exploring those tight areas. I'm just going to push these back. And really mobilizing the hips, because we do a lot of sitting and the hips get really tight. And they kind of forget how they should be functioning. Alright, should be feeling a little bit better. Just finish off again with just some standard rocking, and then this should feel a little bit looser and a lot nicer compared to when we first started out. You might find yourself getting a little wider with the knees, a little bit less restricted through there. Okay, so now we're going to move on to a position you guys should be familiar with. It's the tall seated position of the Turkish get-up. Okay, so obviously we're transitioning here and then come up into the get-up. This here is another one, which is basically we're going to prop ourselves up and then we're going to tap our knee to our elbow, and so we're loading through the shoulder, the foot, the hips, getting some work. Okay, so we'll start off by doing 5 each side. Okay, so we prop up, tap, and then back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and then we'll change sides. So you might feel that quite a bit in that straight leg hip. Alright, so we're going to change size. same thing again. So I'm propping up, tap, and back down. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll show you from this side. So we're loading up. So up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That side. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Beautiful. And so we're going to string these 3 different movements together, okay? And then we'll finish with some abdominal work. So the next one from here is the rocking cobra pose. So we're just on a heap of rocking, okay? With this one, too close. Rock back, come forward into cobra, alright? And then reverse back, forward, cobra. So this is mobilizing our spine, hips, deep, through, cobra, and then return. Show you from this side. Through into cobra. And you get full extension with the head and the neck, looking upwards, and then return, come through into cobra there. Okay. And then the other one we're going to do is basically standing sprinting. So, I need to adjust this. I'm just going to lift at the back. So standing sprinting, pretty much similar to a single leg deadlift. We're just hinging back, okay, and then squeezing, driving through. Back, stack, come through and drive up to the top. So reverse through to the leg, bring that little front leg to the front, squeeze. Do 10. Get those arms in action like we're about to sprint. 9, 10. Okay. Other side, from the front. So, step back, squeeze and come through. 2, 3, 4. So we're getting some hip action here and really getting that glute squeeze on that planted foot. 8, 9, 10. Alright? Good. So we're going to string those together, 3 rounds. 5 each side, 5 3 rounds, and then we'll finish with a little bit of core and abdominal work. Alrighty, so back to our cross crawl. So planted here, okay, and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cobra. Going deep. Coming through. 1, turn. and then our standing sprint, which we'll do 10 each side of. Okay, so then this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Round 2. Right, nice control here. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cobra. Back. 2. 3. 4. 5. Standing sprint. Remember, we're planted, driving back, squeeze and come through, and this driving leg comes up to the front, in front of that planted leg. 3, 4, we squeeze this glute. 5, 6, 7, 8, get those arms moving. 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. And back down for our last round. So we'll do some core work. Okay. Really picking yourself up here. Up, bend that knee, come through. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Up and back, coming through. 1, 2, 3. We squeeze your bum, come through to the top. 4, 5. Alright, last set of standing sprinters. Same as before, stepping back, squeeze and come through. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. His arms moving. 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Little energizing circuit there. And then we just finished off with some ab work. Alrighty. some of you guys have seen the windmill before. We'll show you the windmill, and then there's a modification to that, which can make things a little bit more challenging. Okay, so I'll show you guys from the side. So our windmill works our core stabilizers and our midsection. Okay, so elbows out by our side, legs up, and then we're just rocking the knees together side by side whilst keeping the chest and the upper back on the floor. So if you do like 10 each side, 20 reps. Really engaging and working the midsection. We want the tailbone just up off the floor. Alright? And we can get some head movement in here, looking the opposite way with the legs to get some neck mobilisation. And we're rolling through these. A little rest there, and then so for the next variation, we basically put the legs out. Space. No. Okay. One leg up, and then with the inside leg, I'm going to rock this way, and then lead with that leg and roll back to here, change, lead, roll, change, lead with the leg, wipe it, across and around. Might find you travel a little bit with this, so I've just travelled down the mat. Really going to feel this one in your hips as well. Alright, back to there. Lead, through, change. Sweep that leg, sweep it around. That was a little bit more challenging. If you can't find that one works for you, then just stick with the standard windscreen wiper. 5 each side. Alright. And there we have it. Back in. Oh. So yeah, a little movement session for you guys to kick off lockdown Monday. We'll bring something a little bit different tomorrow, similar but different, and hopefully that's all we've got to do, and we're back to normal come tomorrow afternoon. So thank you for tuning in, for those who did, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. So stay COVID safe. Peace out.